First, let's look at what has been happening since 1970. Greenhouse gas emissions from the transport sector worldwide have more than doubled since 1970 and have increased at a faster rate than any other energy end-use sector. Around 80% of this increase has come from road vehicles. The final energy consumption for transport reached 28% of total end-use energy in 2010, of which around 40% was used in urban transport. These are marked in blue on the graph representing the greenhouse gas emissions from the road transportation. Although the increase of technological capabilities allowed for the transport-related technology to become more efficient and less polluting, global wealth, bigger cars, unnecessary driving, and changes in behavioral patterns prevented the overall emissions from declining. Reducing transport emissions will be a difficult task given the increases in demand and the fact that it takes years or even decades to build infrastructure, implement policies, and cause behavioral changes. Because of the complexity of transport-related emissions, it is not always easy to measure the total greenhouse gas emissions from transport sector. Nevertheless, the main decomposition factors include system infrastructure and modal choice, transport infrastructure such as road, rail, or aviation, or behavioral choices and trade-offs between different transportation modes. The next decomposition factor is fuel carbon intensity, and that indicates fuel type. It could be diesel, gas, or electric. The third decomposition factor defines energy intensity of vehicles, trains, or airplanes. Lastly, we have activity type, which includes the number and type of journeys and their distance. To calculate the total greenhouse gas emissions, we must account for all the above factors. Direct greenhouse gas emissions reductions for each mode and fuel type option decomposed into activity, passenger or freight movements, energy intensity, specific energy inputs linked with occupancy rate, fuel carbon intensity, and system infrastructure and model choice. Now you know which components play a role in calculating greenhouse gas emissions from transport. You will be invited to use this equation to perform calculations to evaluate different scenarios. You can also start connecting this to your own environment. What is your own carbon footprint from transportation and your activity? Also, look at the picture and you will immediately be able to assess high and low emission modes and what they depend on. In the next video, we will explore in more depth different sectors, regions, and their transportation emissions.